Sky Pirate.
This is Austin Ring, and I approve this message.
Hey, watch out! Hey everybody, it's everybody's favorite Uncle Buddy, and I'm here with my Sky Pirate stick. And anyway, I got an interview coming up that all of y'all are gonna love. You're gonna get to know this man, and I've been looking forward to this to a long time. So anyway, it's Mr. John Sumner, of Sumner Machine Shop. He is just amazing. And he's somebody that I've known for a long time. And I just sat back and enjoy the interview. Before we get started, I would like to thank, which I probably thanked him earlier, but Darren Green and Chris here at the Double Eagle Pawn Shop let me use the building next door, which used to be the old Bryan Hardware. Now it's marked Land Rush Leather, and it's been some other things. But they're letting me use this as a studio, and I really appreciate it. Jennifer Aldridge let me use her studio, and that was awesome that she did that for the Piper interview. So we have some amazing people here in our Kansas City, and I just love them to death. They are always willing to help out a buddy. Anyway, enjoy the interview. Tell you what, the off-road world around here wouldn't be the same without this guy. You know, we got the big meat run, which has inspired a lot of people to go build their rigs and everything, which, you know, I got an XJ because in the Jeep world, XJs, everybody's like, oh, it's an XJ, you can buy that thing. You know, you buy them $1,500. But I bought the thing for $1,500, and the only work I put into it is the work I wanted to put into it. Didn't have to do nothing because somebody already put a lift on it and put the big tires on it. But then I wanted a new bumper that would hold the tire, and so I built that and everything and put on there. But that thing does everything. It turns tighter than a lot of the rigs that people use. It goes anywhere. My friend Trista and Charles Snook, they just got them an XJ. So XJs unite. You'll see, you go to any one of these off-road events, and you'll see CJs and whatever, YJs, all of them broke down, not running, nothing working. And here's all these XJs running around, no back glass in them, none of that or anything. But anyway, this is Uncle Buddy, everybody's favorite uncle. Enjoy the interview, and remember, if you need me for anything, just holler. My email address is skypiratekansas@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me, Mr. Buddy Hendricks, through Facebook. I'm always on the Arc City Ask and Answer pages, either pissing somebody off or complimenting somebody else. I can do both of them with the same amount of gusto. Don't really give a damn about it either. If you're a good person, I got your back. If you're a-hole, I'll tell you. And I expect people to be the same way with me. I don't mind being told that I'm being a jerk. I let my wife tell me I'm being a jerk without getting mad all the time. So, anyhow, that's neither here nor there. That's just me talking. But I'm also enjoying my new studio. This is it's not my new studio, but it's the studio I'm being allowed to use by a wonderful guy. And as if you all know, that there's Dr. Rhonda Green's husband. Nice, wonderful couple. They're amazing. Chris, well, he's Chris. And if you come in, $1.50, you can rub his head. He's got a soft spot up there. And just kidding. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the interview. And remember, if it wasn't for me, you'd still have friends. But none this pretty. Have a good day, everybody. Bye. Today, we have a man who makes his home right here in our Kansas City. He is a local business owner, an icon in the off-road world. His lifetime partner and wife makes her way at the Arc City Clinic, helping to heal boo-boos with smiles as well as medicine. I would like to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to the legend himself, owner of Sumner Machine and founder of the Big Meat Run off-road event in Disney, Oklahoma. One of my inspirations and friends, Mr. John Sumner. How you doing, John?
Good, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Really appreciate you coming down and helping out and helping me out with the video.
Thrilled to do it.
Oh, I'm glad you are, because you've been doing this Big Meat Run, and I've been into off-road a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, as long as I can remember. Would it 19 years ago? Could that have been
20?
20.
I've
Okay.
been doing the run.
Well, I've been there a couple of times and I enjoyed it. I haven't been there lately. I've missed the last several of them, but I'm looking to going back. I got me a rig. It's an XJ.
Yeah.
But as everybody knows, even though the XJ may be the laughing stock of the Jeep world, they'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
I may do it without back glass once in a while, but it'll go. So anyway, John, let's talk about you a little bit. Where are you from originally?
Well, I'm down in Hughes County in Oklahoma. It's in a place called Oklahoma. N-O-N.
N-O-N, non-Oklahoma.
Yeah. Went to school at Gertie. And last year we graduated in '67. There was 21 people in our class. That was the end of the school. It was no more.
How'd you end up here?
I met Edie, my wife.
Okay, that makes sense. She could talk a man into doing about anything, I believe.
Yeah.
So, as a boy, did you know this is what you do now? The machine shop, the off-roading, and all of that. Did you know that's what you wanted to do?
I knew I loved everything mechanical.
Did you?
And that goes right along with the machine shop or off-road.
It does. It does. Did you have any inspirations? I mean, who helped you to become the legend in both the machining and the off-road world?
I think I just got tagged with that name for a joke.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, but was there anybody that helped you get to the level you are now? Somebody that inspired you, maybe as a young man.
The guy that I started working for in the machine shop business, it was a blacksmith shop. And Joe Wagner was his name, and it's Wagner Machine Shop.
Yeah.
And Joe was an old-time blacksmith, and he knew all the tricks and all the practical way of doing things.
Yeah.
Old school. And he taught me a lot. He taught me everything,
Well, that's cool. It's always nice.
Of course, it wasn't four-wheel drive, but it was just,
Yeah, you worked into that, and so, all right. Well, let's talk about BMR a little bit. The Big Meat Run, which is in Disney, Oklahoma, and you said that's been going on for 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's amazing. What started the Big Meat Run? Is this a charity event or?
Well, it started out as just a few of us had Jeeps with big tires and big axles, and we call them Big Meats. Just on a weekend, decided we're just going to have a run, and I think there was 12 people at the first run, and then it just grew and grew.
Well, how did Disney, Oklahoma react to this?
Well, when we first started going to Disney, you had to watch all your P's and Q's because you'd get stopped for anything.
Right.
And, you didn't run around uptown, but as the dollars began to roll in from the stores and the business owners, they said, we like these people here. They help the town. And they said that it helped more than the lake side of it did.
Yeah.
And it's, the money part and the income.
Money part opened them arms right up, didn't it? Yeah.
Right up.
I mean, I've been to Disney just when we had the flooding the last time, so I didn't get to climb Cialis or Bobby Tanner's hill, but
Yeah.
but I ran around down there. But even for when it was flooded, it was just crowded down there.
It's always crowded.
It's always crowded. So
well, it's so accessible for the public, and anybody can get to close to big hard obstacles, and they can watch.
Yep.
So it's just like a big amphitheater out there. Everybody can see what's going on.
Everybody can see what's going on. I understand that, and I love doing that. So, all right. Well, some of the most viewed videos on YouTube is off-roading. Matter of fact, one of the most watched was Bobby Tanner's run.
Yes, sir.
And it's over 59 million
Really?
views. 59. Yeah, I mean, as a YouTuber, if I was to get 59 million views, I could start making a living off of doing nothing but YouTube. It's amazing. Yeah. And it's amazing. Of course, what Bobby Tanner did was pretty amazing too. Were you there to see it happen?
I was standing right at the top.
Were you? Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that was at one of the BMR runs.
Yeah. And Edie was talking to me yesterday when I dropped off some material to her. She told me about it. Her and one of the girls that she worked with were talking about that. Of course, them being girls, it didn't seem like that big of a deal to them.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like so jealous of them getting to see that live. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's jump back to, or actually, is there any other things that's happened, any amazing thing that's happened there that kind of stick out in your mind? I have one I'll mention, but I want to know about you.
Oh, usually at the BMR, I very seldom ever get to go down and look at anything. I'm always uptown,
Yeah, that's the problem with being the big guy.
I sold my Jeep, so I've been kind of embarrassed to go out there without a rig.
Well, you can borrow my XJ anytime you want. Hey,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So, I was talking about any other events that stick out in your mind. Last year, this kid, Lori Jones's son, Brandon Jones, he may have tried to climb Viagra, and he rolled that Jeep over and had Hi Mom underneath it.
Yeah.
That boy has got gonads. I mean, his testicular fortitude is amazing to me. And I think he keeps going at his age, as smart as he is with working on vehicles and with his bravery or stupidity, whichever one you want to call it. I foresee him doing big things in the off-road.
I think he knows his limits, and if you know your limits, it's not stupidity,
Yeah, I agree.
He's very talented and he's focused. He's really focused.
He's very focused and he's very smart. He impresses me. Okay, now let's jump back to the machine shop for a moment.
Okay,
I'm going to start with this S, the backward S. I think, and I don't know for sure, but there's a SMS machine shop in Ponca City, or there used to be, wasn't there? A Smith machine?
Yeah, Smith machine.
Is that why you turned your S around?
No, I used to be Wagner Machine Shop. And it was WMS, know. And I had people that working for me, and one day, I found out I was getting rooked. And I went in, I just basically ran everybody off and said, I'm going to go to work like everybody else. I kept my shop.
Yeah.
And I had little badges made up that I put on a lot of my work. So I turned it around and I said, I'm going to call it Sumner Machine Works, because years ago, and it stuck in my mind, there used to be a company that had Camaros and all, like a 67 Camaro, I remember particularly. And it was a Nikkei Camaro, Nickey, and they was out of New York or something.
Yeah. And
the K was backwards. And it stuck in my mind, and whenever I turned that badge around and I saw that backwards S, I said, that's what I want.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. See, I got Hendricks Design was a company I ran. I was a contractor for a while in automation, and I turned that H around on mine, but nobody ever noticed.
Really?
Yeah, nobody noticed that backward H.
You did.
I knew it was there. So, what do you specialize in the shop?
Mostly driveline parts, the axles and transfer case adapters and
The big meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
something
gotcha.
to make them stay together.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've seen some of your work in action, and of course, a couple buddies of mine have used you. You know, so it's very impressive. I mean,
I'm lucky enough to see it everywhere I go. I still see them.
yeah. Well, that's good, and that's impressive. That means that your things are lasting, and that's good. So. Now, is your shop now, I mean, are you pretty much automated? Are you old school? I know you know what a micrometer does.
Yeah. I'm old school.
Are you? Yeah.
Poor people have poor ways.
Yeah. That's, I worked in automation for years, and I always thought it was funny. I could never run a CNC machine, but I could build a CNC machine for you to run.
Yeah.
I mean, but every part I've ever built on a lathe or a mill or anything, I've always had to do it the old school way, and sometimes when you work in automation, when things are slow, sometimes you got to work in the machine shop. So year after year, you keep hosting BMR, and are you still having fun with it?
Yeah.
Are you?
My wife does. My wife, it's a terrible load on her, and she's the one that does all the work.
Is she? Yeah, I know it's a family thing for you. And your lovely wife, I know she does a lot. Does she have help though? I mean, is there anybody, the rest of the family?
People help her, yeah.
Yeah, and I know
Jaden always helps, and Sean comes out and helps.
Yeah,
sometimes.
She's got a lot of friends, and you guys know that amongst all of us off-roaders here in Arc City, if you ever needed anything, all you'd have to do is ask.
I know that.
We got the guys out here that bought the Avocado Beach Club. They look up to you, and they would help. Me and my wife definitely would. So I hope you and Edie do know that. If it starts getting to be a lot, you need more. We're here for you.
And I appreciate them all for it too.
Yeah. Our friends are good to all of us. It's amazing. And are you proud to see the inspiration you have had in the local off-road community?
I am.
Are you? You need to be. I mean, there's a lot of people here that
I think a lot of the admiration is unmerited, but I still appreciate it.
John, you could think that, and I feel that way when people compliment me too. But when somebody says, "I appreciate what you do," or "You inspire me," it could be bullshit. I mean, because they're wanting something out of you. But if they don't turn around and say, "Oh, by the way, I need this axle turned down at a discount," believe what they say.
Yeah.
But if they ask for something right afterwards, I always call bullshit on that.
Well, you deal with people for 30-something years. You kind of learn to.
Yeah. Okay. One of the reasons that I'm inspired by you, I'm not going to dive into real deep. But you faced adversity in your life, and you faced things that stop other people in their tracks. You kept going, and I try to be that way as well. I want to be an inspiration and just keep going no matter what God or the universe throws at me to stop me. But if someone walked up to you today and said, "I'm facing the same kind of adversities, what do I do?" What would John Sumner tell them to do?
I would do what Buddy Hendricks is doing.
Oh, really?
And
Go
I'll
buy
tell
a
you
camera and...
No, I would just keep doing what I like, and I don't lose my focus.
Yeah.
Once your mind goes idle and you sit and worry about things,
that's 100%.
And I just refused to. I didn't want the cure to be what ended me.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that 100%, and I'm right there with you. And you're keeping me going. It was the story that Sean Nicely and Becky Nicely told me, because I didn't know the situation, and I'm suffering through some bad stuff, and they said they told me your story, and heck, he's still kicking out there after this many years. And then Judy Eastman, same thing with her. So you guys just helped me, and I appreciate it. Without you even knowing it, you made a difference in my life.
Well, I'm glad.
And anyway, all right, that's enough about that. Let's get on back to what's next for you? I mean, your book ain't ended yet. So is there anything else you'd like to share about the audience? Anything you're looking forward to doing with the shop?
I keep saying year after year I'm going to slow down and do something for myself. I think I would, if at all possible, I'd like to quit lying to people and do something for myself.
Yeah, well, you know, you've earned it. You deserved it. I think maybe you should.
We have been working. John Click has been helping me with an old truck that for Edie, and I've enjoyed that project and a lot. And you know, I'd like to do more. It's nice to see something finished, which I very seldom do.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. And you're working with John. I know John.
Oh, John's a good guy.
Yeah, my sister was married to his brother Bill for quite a few
Really?
years. Oh yeah, she's got 3 Bill Click babies.
Really?
Yeah, and of course they're all grown up now and have kids of their own and everything. But Bill and John are a couple of good old boys.
Well, he said he was kin to you.
Yeah,
or you know,
kind of in a sort of way. Yeah. So, what are the dates this year of the big meat run down there in Disney, Oklahoma?
It's the weekend of the March 20th.
March 20th, that weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's probably too late if you guys want to go down there. It may or may not be too late to get someplace to stay, but to be honest with you, just a good pickup truck can get you to most of the events to go watch what these guys are doing.
It can.
So I would like to see this, whether it's BMR or just Disney or even locally around here, because we have to travel. Except for the beach club out here, we have to travel 3 hours in any direction to get any real good wheeling going on. But Disney, Oklahoma is a good place, and there's a lot to do down there because it's right there on Grand Lake. So, so the weekend of March the 20th, and also if they want to go and check you out online for whether BMR or the machine shop. Do you have an online presence?
Anymore, the website, we've kind of let it go because, you know, it was hard to get someone to do it.
Yeah.
And we only had old dates and stuff on there, and that just shows that I'm lacking, you know, keeping it up.
Yeah.
But they can always find me. It's still on there, and most people find me one way or the other.
Yeah. And I found you. I mean, I went and looked, and there's a Facebook
Word of mouth
page
is great.
And word of mouth is awesome. Of course, right now you're at the point where word of mouth is all you need. You know, so that helps.
Well, you can get so busy you can't even touch you can't even do your own work.
Yes.
And when you do that, you know, the quality of your work starts falling off because you're not doing it. You're having someone else that works for you.
Yeah. No, I understand totally. So, all right. Well, I think we're about ready to get close to wrapping up here. I got one more question for you, and that is, you smell amazing. What kind of soap are you using?
Well, the cheapest stuff.
The cheapest stuff.
Yeah.
the Equate brand up there on the top
well,
shelf?
no, it's a Walmart brand. You know, it's what they don't make out of dog food. They make into soap, so it's the old Roy brand of soap.
Oh, well, there we go. Well, I appreciate it, John. I appreciate you coming down. I'm going to do a little closeout here.
Okay.
But anyway, I would like to thank Double Eagle Hardware and Darren Green and Chris for allowing me the use of the old Bryant Hardware store for a studio today. I appreciate what they did, and I appreciate that John Sumner came down and was a little part of this interview. And I think the timing is right for this because this is out just in time for BMR. So, Mr. Sumner, I appreciate it.
Hendricks, I
Thank you very much.
And I respect you very much.
Well, I appreciate it, sir. And give your wife a big hug and a kiss for me. I invited her to come down, but she's like, no, I got to work. I'm like, well, what does work have to do with anything? But, you know. Anyway, thank you very much, John.
Thank you, buddy.
And we'll see all of you later. Have a good day. Bye.
Where'd I nail it?
Smokey on my tail. Now I got racing stripes and dual pipes, and Smokey's got a Ford. Got a mill with a 4-part carb, you know, but Smokey's stroked and